Hey there everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking at excretion in humans, IGCSE Biology 0606. Let's begin. So basically, excretion is the removal of waste metabolic products, toxic minerals, and substances in excess requirement from the body. So now the keywords here are waste, metabolic, give me a second, let me highlight this. Waste metabolic products, toxic materials, and what? And substances in excess. So if they ask you to define excretion for, let's say, 3 marks, this is essentially what your 3 marks are going to be for. It's the removal of waste metabolic products or toxic materials and substances in excess requirements from the body. Now let's go back to our pen, white color. So now we are saying that there are substances in excess, but which substances or what substances are in excess? We have excess ions and excess water. So these need to be removed. And the removal or the process by which these are removed is called excretion. Okay, so metabolic products removed from the body are carbon. Okay, before that, over here we are talking about excretion and not urination. Don't confuse yourself by thinking that, oh, excretion is basically urination. Yes, urination is a part of excretion, but it's not excretion. Okay, so as you go through the video, as you watch the video, you'll know what urination is and what excretion is. Okay, I hope you have that in your mind. With that, let's continue. Then metabolic products removed from the body are carbon dioxide from respiration. You know, you take in oxygen and you give out carbon dioxide. So this is a waste metabolic product that is not required by the body. So that's also excretion. Then urea, uric acid from the liver is removed from the body by the kidney, and ammonia is excreted by the liver. We'll look at both of them, so don't worry. Now the excretory system. The kidneys remove urea, excess water, and excess ions from the blood and produce what? Produce urine. The urine flows down the ureter and into. Okay, let's first learn how to label this before we even go into that. Now this is the diaphragm, not part of the excretory system. It's just so that you know where it is and where the excretory system is located. So it's below the diaphragm. We have our vena cava, biggest vein. Okay, we have our aorta, biggest artery. Then this are our kidney. Okay, this is our right kidney and this is our left kidney. See, as it says left kidney. In biology, it works opposite. So let me, oops, wait, yeah. So if this side and this side, normally when you look at it, you'll say, this is right, this is my left. But no, in biology, it's the other way. This is your left and this is your right. Okay, make sure you know that even in the heart, that's how it works. In fact, when you're looking at any part of the body, that's how it's usually going to work. Then we have the ureter and the urethra. It's important that you do not confuse yourself. Ureter and urethra. Then we have our sphincter muscle and the bladder here. I hope you get them, and essentially when you do solve questions you'll be able to memorize all of them. But if you still aren't, then just practice, to be honest. Just practice. All right. Then the urine stored in the ureter and into the blood. The urine flows down the ureter. So urine flows down the ureter and is stored in the bladder. When the sphincter muscle, when these muscles relax, the urine flows through the urethra out. Okay. Then the liver makes urea from excess proteins. So we know that urea is made from what? Excess proteins and amino acids. Okay. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Animals, including humans, which is us, we cannot store proteins or amino acids in our body. Excess proteins are then broken down into urea. Okay, but then how is it produced? How is it broken down? When you eat proteins, right, you have a meal that has a lot of proteins. What will happen is you have digestive enzymes in your stomach and duodenum, which I think this one is pepsin, this one is trypsin, that break them down into amino acids. These amino acids are absorbed into the blood capillaries in the villi. The villi are in the ileum, in your ileum, exactly. These blood capillaries all form to join the hepatic portal vein. Very important, you need to know the name of the vein. Hepatic portal vein, which takes the amino acids to the liver. The liver allows some of the amino acids to carry on in the blood to other parts of the body. But if you have eaten more than you need, as we said, did we say excess here? Okay. If you eat more than you need, if you eat in excess, then some of it must be removed from the body. But why? Because it will be very wasteful for the amino acid. Because okay, sorry, I didn't answer that. Amino acids contain a lot of energy. That's why if you just excrete them or if you just remove them, it will be of no use to us. So we try and excrete, try and get the energy from them before we remove them. So okay, let's read this. It will be very wasteful to excrete the extra amino acids just as they are. They contain energy exactly. If it is not needed straight away, it might be needed later. So enzymes in the liver split up each amino acid molecule. The part containing the energy is kept, turning into carbohydrate and stored. The one that contains nitrogen, remember, is turned into urea, and this process is called deamination. The urea dissolves in the blood plasma, very important. It dissolves in the blood plasma and then taken to the kidneys to be excreted. They usually ask, how does the urea come from the liver to the kidney? You say it dissolves in the blood plasma and flows. Okay, get it? All right. Then deamination, as we said, very important. You need to know the definition. Highlighter, let's go with green. I don't know, I like green today. Deamination is the removal of the nitrogen containing part of amino acids to form urea. Now you need to know that it's not, oh, let's change the pen. Yeah, it's not, we have amino acids and they are directly broken down into urea, then by the removal of nitrogen. They first form nitrate. Sorry, I think ammonia. Yeah, ammonia, NH4 plus before becoming urea. Okay, you need to know that. And why does it yellow? We need white. Okay, so this is how it is. Oh god, we have to change the color again. Let's just go with black. The protein in the food is taken into the alimentary canal. Okay, it's coming down like this, the food you have eaten. The protein molecule are broken down to amino acid during digestion. Very true. Then this diffuse inside. Then what's it saying? The amino acid are absorbed into the blood and taken to the liver in the hepatic portal vein. So this is the hepatic portal vein. Okay, it goes to the liver. Okay, what happens? Amino acids are needed or are made into proteins in the liver or released into the blood to be assimilated by body cells. Then amino acids that are needed are that are not needed are deaminated. We looked at what deamination is, removal of the nitrogen containing parts of the amino acid to carbohydrate, and a nitrogen containing compound is formed. Then the carbohydrates are used or stored in the liver, the good ones that does not have nitrogen. The ones that contain the nitrogen are converted into urea. This urea is then taken, dissolved in the blood plasma and taken to where? The kidney, right? We talked about this, didn't we? Then structure of the kidney, very important. The kidney has two main parts, cortex and the medulla. Leading from the kidney is a tube called the ureter, which carries urine urine from the kidney to the bladder, and nephrons are thousands of tubules found in the kidney. Now you need to remember each structure, and one way you can remember is this part is the cortex, right? Cortex. And this part is the medulla. So how you can remember is that C comes before M in the alphabet, so that's why C is on the outside and M is inside. I mean, it's pretty stupid if you remember it like that. It's best if you have your own ways to remember, and if you can't, then you can go with mine. We have the cortex, medulla, and these are the nephron. Now you'll notice that, just a second, let me do this. The nephron is first in the cortex, then it goes in the medulla, then it comes back to the cortex and then goes back into the medulla. Okay, and another thing, we said this is the urethra. You do not have to confuse it with the urethra. Okay, so be careful there. Structure of the nephron. As we said, the nephron first in the cortex, goes down to the medulla, comes up, and then goes down again. So this is how it is. Let's change color. Okay, me red. Okay, this is fine. So this is what it is like. It's in the cortex, goes down to the medulla, comes up again, and then goes back. Okay, that's what this is basically trying to illustrate. Then we need to know the parts of the nephron. We have blood capillaries. These are blood capillaries. We have the renal artery and the renal vein. Now, anything to do with the kidney is called renal. The veins and the arteries are called renal. Similarly, anything to do with, it's just like what anything that has to do with lungs is called pulmonary, right? That's why this renal here, renal there. Now, very important. You see this blood vessels, they're all somewhere left. They have all, how do I say it? They have become like this, right? Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't know how to explain that. They have become like this, right? This forms the glomerulus. And one thing they forgot to label here is this, you see this structure in which the glomerulus is, right? This is called the Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule. You need to know this. Then, how is urea formed? Urea is formed from the combination of, urine is formed from the combination of urea, excess water, and excess ions, and it's important you memorize this. So urine, okay, let me do it here. Urine is formed with urea plus excess water plus excess ions. Blood flows to the kidney through the renal artery, coiled capillaries called glomerulus. Glomerulus is responsible for blood filtration. During the filtration process, glucose, excess water, excess ions, and urea are filtered out of the blood into the structure called the Bowman's capsule in the nephron by diffusion. Exactly. Some of these substances that are filtered are still useful to the body, and hence they need to be reabsorbed. During reabsorption, remember this, all of glucose, most of the water, and some of the ions, and none of the urea are absorbed. Okay, so A, M, S, N. I don't know how you can do whatever to remember this, but you need to know this. Okay, urea, water, and ions are not absorbed. Urea, water, and the ions not absorbed combine to form the urea and flows through the collecting duct into the ureters, then out of the kidney. So I said most of the water. So I'll have some water that's not absorbed. I'll have most of the ions that are not absorbed. And I'll obviously have urea that is not absorbed. So they will all together form the urine. Now, importance of excretion: prevents toxic of the body cell, poisonous, oh shit, let me say it properly. It prevents poisoning of the body cell by accumulated excretion products such as uric acid, urea is acidic, and maintains homeostasis. You know, when you urinate, right, you give off some heat. That's why it aids in homeostasis, and that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, share, and a comment would really be appreciated. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, ta-da.